Willow is everywhere at Chelsea this year, woven into fencing, trained and of course simply as graceful trees. Willow is an incredibly versatile tree and it keeps growing even after you cut it, and it's really flexible. Now this is Heinrich Braun. He makes beautiful sculptures from woven willow sticks and he's going to tell us all about it. And you started this
That's
for
right.
willow in your own garden?
Yes, I got 2 sticks of willow as a present when I bought an old farm some 20 years ago. And I was told that you can just take these and put them back in the ground and will start growing. And I really got fascinated by that. So I thought, why not, when you put them back, start to shape them into different things? So I started to do that. And
now
20 years later, I'm here.
And you're here telling us about it. I mean, this is such a beautiful, simple thing, isn't it?
Yes.
And I guess that's what you love about the art. This is simple, but you do much more elaborate things.
Well, that's what I really like. So I started there. I still do those, but you can actually do anything that comes out of your mind. There are no limitations really. All you need is some willows,
yes,
and you will want them when they're dormant. So say the winter time, and you take cuttings. You could do it from your own garden, or you could get it online. And I mean, England is really a willow country.
Yes,
it's center of willow. Okay, so you have it everywhere, even in the wild.
Well, Heinrich, you are going to give us a step-by-step guide so we can create our own beautiful willow sculpture.
Absolutely. So let me show you how you can actually weave one of these lovely willow trees yourself. All you need is willow, obviously, some soil, a little pot, your secretor, and a few cable ties. And first you make 5 dots, and you simply just stick in the willow. It looks a bit like a bit of chaos here, but there is a system. And we want them to cross each other, so all of those on the inside, they need to go on the outside. So we want to make that nice harlequin pattern. To make it simple, we use ties. Tie the next one up. So this one on the inside now has to go on the outside, like that. We'll just keep on building to the height we want. All we need to do now is just push down the sword so that it becomes very nice and compact. Now we want to get rid of all the ties apart from the top row. The last 5 at the top, we need to leave them there because we want the trees to fuse. So what we need to do now is chop off the top, just about 2 inches above the tie. Don't get rid of these, as you can actually make a miniature one of what you've just done. And it will look like this, just a little shorter on the stem. So here we are, finished with weaving the tree. Just keep it well watered so that it stays moist.
Heinrich, you're so clever. It looks complicated, but you make it look so simple.
It is simple. Why don't I show you how it looks in 4 to 6 weeks?
Let's do that.
So
I'll move this out of the way.
What will happen? It will start shooting on the whole stem, okay?
Right.
And we really only want it to shoot on the top. So you need to train the tree. And how do you do that? You take off those shootings on the stem up to the binding at the top.
So take the meat off?
Yes, simple job.
Simple job. And this
Yes.
won't grow any taller. It will just be the shoots.
You're absolutely right. So what the height we wove it to has also defined how tall the stem could ever go.
Right.
Okay? It will thicken up, and in just another 4 years, you might be able to see here how it will fuse at all joints, okay?
Yes.
So those 30 trees now will merge into one in just 4 or 5 years' time.
And it will look spectacular.
Yes. I wouldn't recommend to have it on a small pot like this because 30 trees drink a lot of water, okay?
Yes.
So you would want it in a bigger pot or directly in the ground. The easy version is, of course, in the ground. You wouldn't have to water, only in the start.
And what if you move house then, if you planted it?
Yeah, see, that's one of the other beautiful and nice skills about willow. You can chop off all roots when it's dormant in winter, and you can take the stem and just get into your new garden or your new planter. If it's in summertime, when it's in leaf like now, what you would have to do is trim it a bit back and still keep a bit of a root ball, and then you can move it. So when this is 8, 10 years old and beautiful, you don't want to leave it.
Oh.
Bring it with you.
Listen, I'm sold, and I'm going to give this a go. Thank you so much, Heinrich.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. Now, James Wong is back with another fascinating insight into why plants look and behave as they do. And today, it's all about edibles.